if you wind up getting a DSLR and you're anything like me, then you're going to have a tendency to geek out about the lenses at some point, and you'll wind up looking into vintage lenses. This here is a fine example of one. This is a Helios 44-2. It's a 55mm, 58mm lens that opens up to an f2 aperture. And it's well known for its pretty swirly bokeh, and this secondary aperture mechanism, which is really useful for filmmakers, because this is smooth and there's a second mechanism to set the primary aperture. So how it was meant to be used is you see that it's set to 16 right now, but this is very clearly not 16, this is clearly its widest f2. So the idea was that you would set this aperture as your narrowest aperture, the one that you're actually aiming to shoot at, and then this ring that moves smoothly would let you stop it up to f2 temporarily, so that you can compose through the viewfinder, make sure you nail your focus, and then you can actually take your shot at your selected aperture. Nowadays, though, people just use the continuous one, so that they can use that for film, where you want a smooth transition of exposure when you move indoors or outdoors to make it more natural, rather than the quickie, sudden changes of exposure. Now, this is a great lens, but here's one minor issue. Watch what happens when it focuses to infinity. See that little lip? That just barely clears the adapter? Yeah, that actually catches the mirror on full-frame cameras, at least full-frame Canon cameras with this adapter on, and means that those cameras wind up not being able to take a full picture when focused to infinity. So this is great for photos on an APS-C camera, or if you already have the mirror locked up, using it with live view on the 6D, which I'm using. But I wouldn't suggest taking pictures traditionally with it like this. It's a nice visual indication, though, of what people mean by fouling the mirror, because you can very clearly see it just peek out right here. So even if it looks like it works, make sure you check infinity.